So we're here at one of my favorite stone yards to talk about a subset of masonry called hardscaping. That is all of the hard surfaces in and around your property. Patios, walkways, walls, the works. This looks like it's for industry members only, but anybody can walk in. So let me show you what you're looking at. Let's get stoned. Stone is sold by the pallet. There is a ton weight attached to that. This happens to be wall stone, so it's pretty easy to see how much wall you could make from this particular pallet. A little more complicated when you get into flagstone to find out how much area that will cover, because again, sold by weight. So ask the guys at the front desk to come up with you and talk you through how much your pallet will cover in terms of walkway or patio. So this is clearly walkway or patio stone. This is 1.5 inch slate, also sold by the ton. You will want to check with the crew here or at your stone center to find out exactly how much surface area this will cover. That will give you an understanding of what you need. They will, generally speaking, not break a pallet. So calculate what you need, add about 10 to 15%. On occasion, you can find a piece or two at the same lot if that's all you need to make up that 10 to 15% difference. That's just a little safety, because inevitably a stone will break, stones get damaged, and you want to have that little bit in reserve. So the one thing on the lot that is not sold by the ton, even though I am sitting on right now a couple of tons of them, are cobblestones. They are sold by the piece. This is a standard cobble. This is a what they call a regulation or landscaper's cobble. You can see that it's about the same size as a brick, obviously thicker, but about the same size. This is a cube, which is about half of a regulation. And this is a jumbo. Jumbo in weight as well as jumbo in height. So all sold by the piece. I use them sparingly. I happen to like to mix them in with treads. And what the devil is a tread? Let's go talk about that. So these are treads normally used to cap a riser on a staircase. I, however, happen to like using them in walkways. They are more expensive than other types of stone. You can see them here intermixed with cobblestones. And I like that for the traction, to stop it every once in a while and do something that is this rough for traction. But a tread is, although more expensive, easier to install. And so if you're having a contractor do this, price-wise, might all come out in the wash, and I love the look of them. So I'm up here in my most favorite of all section. We've got steps, we've got landing stones, we've got pillars, we've got all kinds of fun things. The one thing I want to talk to you about is landing stone. A storm door always opens out, and so when you're standing there, if all you've got is that little tread of a step, generally speaking, you have to take a step backward to open the door, especially in winter. Kind of a tough thing to do. So for my money, a landing stone always minimum 30 inches, preferably at least 36. And there are some fabulous, fun pieces of granite to choose from. So last but not least, river jacks. The stuff behind me is 3/4. That is great for a gravel pathway. We used to here be able to get something called 3/4 Cumberland Round, which was that perfect mix in terms of color. It's granite and it's that odd mix that kind of goes with everything. You can't get that anymore. So now I'm using river jacks. These larger guys, 1.5 inch, pretty much everything that falls through a 1.5 inch screen. I like these for something called a French drain. French drain is basically a ditch. In terms of low impact development, that's called lid. It's usually a municipal thing where they talk about how to treat water before it really enters the complete sewer system. So you'll find plantings now in swales and pervious concrete, pervious asphalt. But homeowners can do the same thing. You can recapture some of the water before it even leaves your property and gets into the municipal system. I like doing these as a circle underneath downspouts because it breaks the water and it then keeps the water. You don't have washout in your gardens. You've got this. I've even been known to drill holes in gutters and underneath those holes I put a circle of these. It stops the water even before it gets to the downspout, refilters it into the garden, and so all the ferns, all the other things that are your foundation plantings, they need water anyway. Why let this water run off into the sewer system and then pay to spray your plants and feed them that way when you can just get some of the water back? It's called low impact development, and there are loads of things that homeowners can do. This is one of them. I'll do a whole segment on that later on, but start with river jacks.